Hi, I'm Natasha Lockhart. Welcome to Studio Chatter. It may be February, but we're going to be talking about your spring garden.
I'm Stacy Beck. We'll talk about your love strategy so Valentine's can last all year.
And I'm Angie Murphy. We took a visit to the Gateway Tubing Hill. Wow, that was fun.
And we'll talk about the spring theater events at Spanish Fork High. That's coming up on Studio Chatter. Welcome to Studio Chatter. It seemed that January would never end, but we finally made it to February.
You know what I found myself saying a lot recently? I love seeing January in the rear view mirror.
Oh yeah, it was a long month. It really is a long month.
Was it a month? It felt like a year.
But
very
it
long.
wasn't as bad as last January.
Okay, because of the
snow.
weather.
Yeah,
I know.
that's what I mean.
That's true. It
Yeah.
is. It's just a long month.
Yeah.
I feel like Christmas kind of hits in January, just like, okay, recoup time.
But look, we are ready for Valentine's.
Yes.
We're gorgeous.
And 6 more weeks of
That's
winter,
a statement.
right? The groundhog
Yes.
saw his shadow. Didn't
So
see. How does
short
that work?
spring.
Yeah.
Well, spring's
Right?
coming soon. That's what I...
Yep.
Oh, is that what it
I mean,
is?
short winter, yes.
Okay.
Spring's coming soon.
Well, ready or not, right?
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes.
I think-
Natasha didn't want that. You want a
No,
longer
I kind
winter.
of wanted the snow, but it's been rainy, and I don't love that either.
Oh, I think that's a perfect winter.
Ew.
Yeah. I don't like
I'd
to be out
prefer-
in the rain, but I prefer rain.
Snow up in the mountains, rain in the valleys. We
Okay.
get our water and we're not driving in the snow.
Okay.
Yeah. Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes. Well, are you ready for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
If it only counts, your grandkids are ready.
Okay.
Like their gifts are ready.
I did that today too.
Oh, and then of course I signed Chris and I up for our gun club thing.
Oh, yes.
Well, and I did too.
Yes,
But
did
I
you?
don't know how to.
we haven't yet.
We just show up
We just show up.
because she was on.
Okay.
Jenny was on our last episode,
Okay.
and when she left, we're like, put us down.
So Natasha, it's not too late.
know,
Do you want to come shoot?
I'm just trying to gauge how the timing is going to go. But Keith and I have been spending couple time together. So our last guest last time, so Tangi,
Yes.
at Ivy Restoration, correct?
Yes.
So we went and tried a couple of the chair
'Kay.
treatments. So
And
we're having some positive results.
that is so awesome,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I love that we can be like, oh, last time we signed up for this, we
Right.
did this. That's fun.
I'm always saying, like, all of our best gems or the things that we find are some of our guests. So,
Oh, 100%.
yes.
Yeah.
So, we've been able to spend some time together and do a couple of the treatments. So, it's fantastic. So
That's good to know. We
Yes.
need to try it.
Yes, you should try it as well.
Stacy and I had some couples time this week. We stopped by Lux Medical and just said a little hi at
yes,
the
you two little
Galentine's.
stinkers went without me.
And you're the one that gave us the idea.
I wanted to go.
I
That's
said, "Are
because
you
I wanted to
going?"
go. I know. Yeah, just too busy.
Yeah,
in the
we were-
evenings. What did you find?
We were just in and out. They were
Yeah.
doing hats and fun drinks and treats.
And they were doing treatments, but it looked quite full
Yeah.
back in the back.
So we really just went in and said hello, snuck
Yeah.
in and
Oh, so
Yeah.
took
fun.
a picture and
Yeah.
let them know we support them.
Awesome.
They're awesome girls. Yep. It was
Yeah,
cool.
they're very busy all the time.
And we
right?
all went to Gateway, so we're going to show that clip here soon. I can't
we have
wait.
the
Oh my
best
gosh,
time, right?
It
Yeah.
was the best time.
That
it
was
so
fun.
Yeah. Are you planning to go back again?
Yes.
Again? Yes.
Oh, for
I gotta
sure.
take my family.
I don't know if I'll
Okay.
go again this winter.
Oh, but yes. But
we
hopefully
don't-
they're here for years and years to come.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That was fun.
What else has been going on?
Well, I did book another Valentine's for me and Rhett. We're going to go see the Bob Marley movie on Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
okay.
Because in high school, that was kind of like our music. Like we were kind of mini hippies during that time.
okay.
I don't know why. So I just have a connection with that. So I think we're going to meet up for an early dinner somewhere. Maybe
Nice.
Bombay House. I love that
Ooh.
in Provo. And then go
I've
see
only
that.
eaten there once.
Yeah, I love it.
I should plan
obsessed
something.
with it.
Yes.
I told Chris I booked us a time to go shoot, so that's what I was going to count
That's fantastic.
that's
I'm
good.
traveling back
on Valentine's.
on Valentine's
Which
Day.
is also your anniversary.
It's also, yeah, because
So you won't be
you
going
don't
out that
plan
night
very well when you're, in the cheesy stages
of love and
yes,
romance.
yeah,
So
you
you're just
think,
like,
oh, we never thought that we would maybe have kids and a life and be busy and
And have to share
so
it.
yes, so we might have to meet you for steak and salmon.
uh-oh.
Do it.
I hope you can.
I hope so too.
And
We're
do you
just
get
playing
your-
it by ear right now.
Do you get your kids gifts for Valentine's, or
They
does
get
it
a
just depend?
gift like all the time, so nothing.
Do you put it in a red bag with a heart on it for
no,
Valentine's?
we have a birthday the week after.
Oh.
So it's kind of you get a gift this week, you get a gift next week, but probably, I don't know, a little cupcake. And Gunnar still does Valentine's Day boxes.
Okay, for his class.
But he's already kind of decided he doesn't want to do that, and he's already rejected 2 girls. And I said, that is not nice. You need to be nice. And he's like, well.
Is he in 4th?
He is in 4th grade.
So they still do boxes in elementary.
Yes.
And he does not want to.
I don't know if it's the box. I don't know if he's just playing it cool.
They
but
play it cool, and they still want one, but then sometimes they're just like, I don't care what it looks like. And then last minute they're like, oh, I want a Nike ball. And I'm like, okay, here we go.
Right. Well,
So get ready, Natasha.
I actually have 2 of them hidden from past years that we could kind of just fix if we get to that point. But I thought it was nicer for him to be nice to the girls who actually asked him. So
Asked him to be their Valentine?
yes.
Wow.
And he's just playing that cool too. But he's like, I don't want to break any hearts. So
And he shouldn't. He'll break plenty when the time is right.
no,
Cute kiddo.
it's just funny. They're little personalities, but
Okay, I want to ask, something just came to mind. I watched something good on Apple TV. So I wanted to see what you guys are watching and if there's any recommendations where the nights are long and cold and we're hunkered down. If you have Apple TV, do either of you have it? Mm-hmm. Lessons in Chemistry.
Nope.
So
Never heard of it.
It's on
we're writing it down
Here we
right
go.
now. Yes.
It's on my to-read list, and I
Okay.
hadn't read it yet. And it's a series. I want to say 8 are in it.
Okay.
Okay.
It was just one of those movies that checked so many boxes.
Really?
From romance, drama, personal development, science, God, racism, kids.
Wow, everything.
Yeah, and by the end, I thought, I wish all movies I watched just
Checked them all.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love my brain to be fed, but then I love a good,
Yeah.
a little bit of humor and realness.
And the other thing I loved about it, I think it was filmed in the 50s. I mean, back in that era.
Right.
So the clothes and just.
It was a stylish
Right.
period of time.
It was just a
They
fun
really
show,
were
so
glamorous.
If you need a good watch.
Okay, that could be a good couple's
Noted.
night.
Love
thing.
that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Have you guys watched anything good lately that you'd want to admit, suggest? Because some things you watch things and you're like,
No
that-
comment.
Okay. Well, the
And
film
on that
they're
note-
watching, we're not going to recommend anything, but Lessons in Chemistry from Apple TV.
Well, we do have a fabulous show ahead
do.
of us today.
Yes, we do.
So it's time to get the chatter going. Let's get started. Who's ready for some theater? Our Dramadom friends from Spanish Fork High are ready to entertain. Let's welcome Emerson Pugh and Benjamin Dimmick to the table.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys.
Dimmick, did we have your father on our show?
I don't know. Do you have Scott Dimmick on the show?
What does he do?
I don't know, what does he
Does
do?
he have a podcast?
No, I don't think
Okay.
Wrong Dimmick.
He's got a secret podcast. I don't know about.
What do
go
kids
for it.
really know about their parents?
Okay,
That's
so
so true.
tell us about drama right now.
What's going on?
Is there a lot of drama at the high
There's
school?
always
a lot.
always something going on.
What about in the Dramadons specific? What are you guys up to right now?
We're on our rush season, sort of, where we've got rehearsals for everything we're doing toward the end of the year. It's pretty whack.
Yeah, we're in the middle of 4 different shows. So
4?
yes.
Okay.
So we have Percy Jackson, Hunchback of Notre Dame, Fiddler, and then we also just have our region and state team. So there's always something going on.
From now
So-
till May?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's first?
Yeah.
Percy
Yeah,
Jackson.
Percy Jackson's coming up in February.
Okay.
I think the 15th is opening night.
Okay, run for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Or a week?
Yes, 2 weeks.
We've got 2 casts, so we're doing 8 shows. Normally don't do 8 shows. There's a matinee on the second Saturday, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's pretty fun. Yeah.
So when did the casting or auditions take place for all of them?
So it was a little bit different because for Percy Jackson and for Hunchback, they're in class. So we have for Percy Jackson it's our EOS class.
Okay.
For kind of our beginner, and then for Hunchback it's our Hyperion, so our advanced. So for that we did audition processes within the class.
Okay.
But then for Fiddler it was after school, and we did that this semester.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hunchback's the more advanced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and are
They're
you
about the same.
both in both productions?
I'm in all the productions.
I'm not in Percy, but I'm in all the other stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
So he knows all the
What
stuff
are
for
your
Percy.
characters in Percy? What do you play?
So I play Chiron. He's the centaur that's like the guide, and my best friend is Percy in my cast. So that's really fun.
So do you have a horse costume?
Oh yeah, we've got a horse costume. It's fun.
Goodness.
I like the wheelchair
The
more though.
centaur.
The wheelchair.
Yeah, Paul loves it too. Yes.
Anyways, it's a super fun pop rock opera sort of thing. Follows the book.
Wow.
It's a really fun musical. I've done more tech stuff, so it's just cool to see all the effort that gets put into doing all of the shows and just seeing everything behind the scenes, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, you have.
So were you always interested in drama, or did you kind of get recruited, or you've both just always kind of had a love?
So my brother did theater. He first was just like a choir kid, but then he got into it in high school. And so he's 6 years older than me, so I really got to it kind of at a young age, see what it was like, and I just totally fell in love with it. It's so fun to just watch people connect with each other and like all the love that they have on the stage.
Right.
Were you two always like a performer? Were you ever nervous to be in front of people or to be performing?
Well, I started doing theater on a whim in junior high. I was like, let's look at this class list. Ooh, drama? That sounds like I can do that. Very out of character for me at that time, but now it's just my life. It's so fun. I just like Emerson said, it's just all about connections, and you grow closer to people, and you like connect with the audience, and you discover things through theater, and it's awesome.
So you're maybe a different person off screen than on or on stage, or are you still like that same outgoing person, I guess?
I'd say it's like, it kind of depends on the day and the moment, because there's definitely times where like you're so connected and you're so outgoing, but then there's definitely times where you're kind of by yourself and you're just kind of connecting with yourself rather than just around everyone else.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So are you wanting to move on and do drama in college if you choose to go to college? Does that sound fun?
Yeah, it sounds fun. I think that's my plan currently, but that could change because, life. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think going into musical theater would be really fun.
And is it just something that, college courses, I'll take drama, or do you have to apply for a class or have to have any experience? Do you guys know?
I think it depends on the college. I know some like you can already say like, oh, I've committed to doing it, but there's definitely like for me, I'm either doing SUU or BYU, and I know for SUU I've already if I want to go there, I can already do theater, but for BYU you have to actually audition. If you make the college, you have to audition on top of that, so it kind of depends on where you
scary.
go.
That sounds scary to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit different depending on where you go.
Right.
What about scholarships? Are there drama scholarships?
I think it depends. I know for Sterling Scholar there is. I'm doing vocal performance, so not drama, but there's not. Do you think there's I haven't seen a ton.
I think there probably are.
There's somewhere.
You just have to look for them.
I mainly
I
just
haven't.
Yeah.
They're very focused on their upcoming performances.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you want to give us a tidbit?
Yes.
Can we have a little performance?
Oh.
She's like, yes, I know.
Putting you guys on the spot.
But what specifically?
Well, are they in a scene together, though?
Are you in a scene?
Not yet. I mean,
We haven't memorized Fiddler.
Fiddler, he's Tevye and I'm Golda, so the parents, but we've just begun.
Yeah.
Fiddler.
So maybe you could just give us a couple lines of yours and maybe a vocal or a couple of yours. Yeah?
We could try vocal maybe since for this song, because I don't know the lines yet.
Putting you on the spot.
Angie.
It's improv right now.
Do we need the music?
We'll do a cappella. Sure.
Oh,
All right. Yep.
I haven't even memorized the song.
Bravo.
All right.
Okay,
We'll just do a really tiny bit.
Okay.
Tevye, getting Tevye. All right. Love, it's a new thing. Golda, do you love me?
Do I what?
Do you love me?
Do I love you?
Oh, no, it's you next.
I don't know the song yet.
But
Chills.
it will be fantastic.
But we did, once we get there, we just started a week ago starting. rehearsal, so we've barely done it.
We've like barely gotten through vocal, like the ensemble vocal
Just
stuff,
ensemble, not
so,
even.
Yeah.
I just loved how you guys just got into character, though. You just zoned in. Yeah,
That's
so cool.
awesome.
So you must spend a lot of time. So you're memorizing, you're rehearsing. Okay, so we're to that phase now. What about tickets? If somebody when it's time.
So you can get tickets on dramadons.com.
Okay.
I think you can also get them at the door, but
Yes, yeah, you can.
dramadons.com is definitely the easiest way to do it. You can go there and you can buy tickets for specific shows, or you can buy our Flex Pass, and there's an individual and 2 people Flex Pass, which is 4 tickets and 8 tickets, and it's a Flex Pass, so it's flexible. You can use it for all of the shows.
Okay.
So you could move. So if you bought the individual one, you could go to 4 shows of Percy if you wanted, or you could go to 2 shows Percy, 1 Fiddler, 1 Hunchback, and you can just go around and see all of the stuff.
Yeah, it just helps you save money instead.
So I know Fiddler on the Roof right now is at the Hell Center Theater in Sandy. Have you seen that play?
No, but
Is
I'm
it
going
similar?
to. I haven't yet, but I've heard it's really good. So
Okay, I have too. One of my coworkers is in it, and I've heard it's one of their better shows. So I didn't know if, since you're in this Fiddler, if that would be kind of fun to go see, or do
I'm
you
seeing
guys?
it beginning March. And
Okay,
so I'm so
I
excited
have
to
on my reminders to buy some tickets.
Yeah.
Last year I went and saw SpongeBob. Were you guys in SpongeBob?
Yes.
Yeah, I was Mr. Krabs. And my hair was bright red. So I don't remember, but
You don't-
okay.
I remember the show. I took my grandson and I went because of the 2 individuals that came here last year, and
Yes.
they were fabulous.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Grace
I
and
mean-
Lex are awesome.
But the whole cast last year watching SpongeBob, I was thoroughly entertained. You have a very, very talented department.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think it really helps with like all the people that we have in our department, and like especially Andy. Like it just really helps that we have such like a talented director, and we also have like Miss M. This year we also have Emily and Matt, our like assistant director, and then our choir director, and so all of them just really help us be able to put on the shows
Yeah.
because they're like right there and helping us.
Well, we wish you
And
guys the
Shauna.
best.
And Shauna, oh my gosh, Shauna does
It's like the
specifically.
Emmys when you forget someone. Yeah.
Shauna is the vocal person for Hyperion.
For
so,
Hyperion, yes.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Guys, good luck.
Yes.
Thank you so
good luck.
much.
We'll
joining
see you on
us.
the stage soon.
Yes.
Have your green thumbs been twitching? It is time to get some spring planting ready. Let's welcome Travis and Stephanie Canoop from Laughing Owl Greenhouses to the table.
We're having you get here in the winter time.
Oh,
Time
yeah.
to start. We gotta get away with these winter blues.
Right, but when you set your stuff down, I got excited. So I think
good.
that we're needing that.
What
we're
on
needing,
earth do we start in the winter, like in February with?
Right now, you can actually start all your cold season vegetables. So, you can do your lettuce, you can do arugula, you can even start broccoli and cauliflower right now if you wanted to. But yeah, now's the time that you can actually start looking into what are the common things that our family eats. And like our family, we like to eat a lot of the lettuce, and so we'll make little lettuce bowls. And then you can sit there and you can chop the lettuce off. And
I want to go eat at your house.
I know. So you're suggesting something other than pre-processed food.
right, yeah. So, I mean, I think we can all agree that our bellies tend to get tired of all the processed food that we
Yes.
eat. So
Yes.
it's always nice to have something fresh, and that's one way that we like to do it. Plus, our advantage is we have 2.5 acres of greenhouses, right? So I can grow a bunch of stuff if I wanted to, but
Right.
we try to keep the kids involved, and by having them help us get things planted and growing inside the house, then it becomes a family thing.
But you're saying those things that you just mentioned, we could plant outside.
No,
inside.
you want to plant them inside right now.
That's what I was like, clarifying.
So we would use like one of these type
Little mini
containers.
greenhouses.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what do you do with that?
Oh.
So basically, what you do is these come out just like this. It's already kind of pre-built for you. Just take that off, and then inside there's these little pellets, and these little pellets are heavily compressed. It's peat moss, and they'll grow 10 times the size of what it is right now once you add water to it. Now, a little trick to this is you want to add warm water. Okay, don't add
Okay.
cold water. Warm water, what that does is once you put your little dome back on, it helps create kind of like a micro environment, and that heat really gives it a nice kickstart to the seed to start getting it to germinate. And so it's just a really good little teeny greenhouse for those that might just have a windowsill that they want inside their home. that they want to start growing something fresh.
Can I do
and easy.
lettuce and something
Lettuce,
like that?
yeah, you can do any type of herb. So if you like basil, if you like chives, anything like that, you can actually start it here in these little peat pellets.
So I'd put the water in, let it poof up.
Yeah.
And then put my seed in it and then cover it.
And then
Or is the seed already
And then
in
we
it?
have to transplant it to where?
So the seed's not in it.
Okay.
And so you see these little indentions right
Yes.
here. That's where you would place the seed once it's completely saturated with water.
Okay.
You want to stick your little seed in there and let it germinate. Then once you want to get it out of here, you can actually put it inside. You know, if you've got a nice little decorative pot right there, you can take the whole thing out and you can stick it in, plant
Because that
it all.
just stays kind of as one unit.
Yep.
Or
I
could you
love
keep
that.
it in
Mind
that and just
blown.
keep trimming it and eat right out of it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Does it need a lot of sunlight?
So you're going to want to keep it near a bright window, especially in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Your light is just not as intense, and you will have a tendency to see that your plants will start to stretch. And so it's really good to have them by a bright window, or if you've got those nice skylights, that's always really good inside your home as well. Yeah. So.
Well, I watch your social media, so obviously you're expanding. You just keep growing and growing and growing, and you're hiring more employees. So what does that mean for spring?
Well, we've learned a hard lesson every year for the last 4 years.
Hard.
Yeah. So our I don't know, our saying this year is we're growing more in 24. What we learned last year is we actually doubled our production on our vegetables, and we doubled our production on our 6-packs and things, and we ran out. And we had a lot of upset customers with us, and we're like, okay, 2024, we're going to double it again, and we're going to see what happens.
Wow, that is impressive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
We have a tendency to run out of vegetables very quickly. We have a tendency to run out of all of the core items on our flowers and things, and so we're becoming well known for the quality that we grow.
Yes.
You know, and people have always said, man, your guys' stuff does really well all summer. And it's all the preparatory stuff that we do before we actually start planting. You know, we use a lot of biological beneficial fungus. We use a lot of slow release fertilizers. We do all kinds of little tricks and trades because our whole intention is to provide a product that's going to give you satisfaction long term. We don't want something to be, you know, produced that looks pretty right now and then a week later it's dead. And so we take a lot of pride in what we do. So we've doubled our staff. We're actually building our first Gutter Connect series greenhouses. And so we've got almost an acre under new production of a Gutter Connect greenhouse. We've picked up 45 new stores. So now we've expanded into the wholesale side, and we are growing our retail side just to keep up with the demand of what our customers are asking from us. So yeah.
So when Travis came in and sat down, I said, "How are you?" And he said, "Tired."
Tired.
Travis, I get
I'm
it.
tired.
I understand.
So,
But in a good way, that's amazing.
Well, and now's the perfect time to start dropping off. We think in May we want flowers, but we've got to start planting those now. So this is the perfect time to start dropping off your pots
I was going
for
to
those
ask
custom
that.
planters so that we'll take care of them. Just think of it, we'll babysit them, make them look beautiful so that when it's warm outside, you can just come pick them up and put them on your porch.
It's my
and they're ready.
favorite weekend,
Yes.
Mother's Day, to come pick up my pots. In fact, I thought you guys were closed in January, and it's my daughter-in-law's birthday, so I just put in her birthday card. You get this much money to Laughing Owl Greenhouse. And I think Natasha said, no, they're open. I'm like, oh, I could have drove down and got the gift card.
Yep.
It was a fake gift card. you get this in May.
I'm the customer that says, "Can you please come and pick them up and make them pretty?"
I know,
and
Natasha told
bring
me
them
that
back?"
last year, and I was like, you came and picked them up? Do they do that? And she's like, they did for me.
yeah. No, we do.
Oh, they were
We'll
gorgeous.
pick them up. So.
It is one of my
Okay.
favorite things in my yard in the summer.
Let's talk about the Queen's roses.
Yeah, so we're going bougie this year, right?
Okay, we
Yay.
like it.
We actually secured a contract where we're now one of the preferred greenhouses that grow David Austin roses.
Stop it.
Yeah, so these are all the different varieties. We've got 40 different varieties of the David Austin roses. We actually just planted them today. And so we're really excited about this new line. You can pre-order them now. If you'd like, we've got a whole spreadsheet that you know, there's a QR code that you can pull up with your phone, tells you all the different varieties that we have, and you can actually reserve them online. So that's the
So
other
we'll
thing.
come in the spring and they'll be like ready for us then to take home and plant. Are roses like a little high maintenance. I get that impression.
You know, it depends on the varieties that you're growing. So the David Austins, it's a 50-50 split. There's some that are a little bit more, you know, they're a little bit more of a whiner than the other one is.
So I want a low maintenance.
You want a low
I
maintenance.
want the easy kid.
You want the shrub one. You don't want the climber. Climbers can be tough sometimes.
Okay.
So if you want a really nice rose, I always recommend a shrub rose.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have brought in, along with the David Austin roses, we've brought in the Weeks roses as well, which is another strong genetic line. And so we've gone big on a lot of areas this year. It's like our custom planters, we've more than doubled our production. David Austin roses, we doubled that order. Everything from anything you can think of, we've about doubled everything. So,
Congratulations.
yeah.
I love this.
Is it all due to Studio Chatter?
Say that.
For
We
sure.
found them at the farmer's market
Yeah.
and look at what we turned them
I
into.
mean, you guys are hard workers, but I think this show alone just propelled you to
For
success.
sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I think
a good product.
Well, that for
Right
sure,
people.
and I think that you're educating also
Right.
because I have learned. I feel like I have learned so much in the visits that you have been here. Okay, so we could do that. We could do that. We could try that. And all of the services and all of the education and all of the wonderful things that you provide, like these tools. So all of these tools are also
Right there at
available
Greenhouse.
at the greenhouse. Okay.
Well, it's so nice. So if people have
feel like
questions,
I
they
need
can come in and say, what's wrong with my plant? And our staff can come and tell you exactly what products we have,
Okay.
different varieties, whether you want to go organic or whatever it may be, which is nice. And I feel like all of our staff is incredible that they make you feel like if you don't know anything, that's okay, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Travis,
I feel like that's the connection is you two. You're just good people. Have that good feel. Yep.
my favorite Instagram post of 2023, remember you dancing with water?
That was a good one.
Was that your highest likes or highest viewed
That was
post?
the #1 video of the year.
Where
for
I
some
can't.
odd
You were
reason.
dancing, spraying water on the
Yeah.
flowers and singing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you need to do that
Yeah,
more.
let's see that again.
You really never get any downtime though, right?
No, you know, in the wintertime, we're constantly working on our production plans. We actually started seeding the week of November of Thanksgiving week. So we started putting pansies and dianthus down on the ground. So,
Okay, well, now since you've mentioned that, I think I saw maybe the other day, even on Main Street, some pansies. Can they survive right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
See, a lot of people think that it's a bad thing to be called a pansy. It's actually really a good thing.
Yeah.
They are a tough flower. And it's one of the only flowers that can actually go through the winter and still give you nice, bright, colorful flowers. So it's a great item to plant in your planter boxes to give you a little bit of something in the wintertime.
Can you plant those right now?
Yeah, absolutely,
Okay.
you can. Yeah.
I like
And
that.
we'll give you some
pansy.
color all through.
Or do be a pansy.
Do be a pansy.
There you go. Right.
Pansy up.
Yeah.
Always great to spend time with the
Yes,
team. Thank
I'm
you so
excited
much.
about
guys.
Yes,
That's
me
gonna
too.
be fun.
Yes, we'll
And I'll
see
be
you
in soon with my pots.
Okay, sounds good.
Or I'll come pick them up.
Thank you. Our snow days have been few this year, but when you've got your own snow machines, any day is a good day for tubing. Well, here we are at Gateway Spanish Fork, having the time of our life. This is so fun. And Erin,
Yes,
right?
yes,
okay,
correct.
so you are one of the owners.
Yep,
Okay.
that's correct. Ryan and I own the company, and we have just been so grateful that you guys have allowed us to be here this season and to just be a part of bringing families together, especially for the holiday season. That's very important. So.
Was that your busiest time so far, the
Yes.
holidays?
It's always the busiest through probably like January 15th. Like that's just everybody gets like from after Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas is just like the best time for people to come and enjoy. Lots of family traditions get made at Gateway.
Yes, yes. So I brought my kids during, I think it was December, and there wasn't not a lot of snow at the time. So how are you making the snow and catching up the season, I suppose?
Yeah, well, we had an extremely warm start to the season.
Yes.
And so we've had a wonderful crew staying up 24 hours a day and making snow. Ryan has a whole scientific method behind it, it has to have the right humidity and the right temperature. So there's two components that actually create the snow.
Wow.
Well,
And so the
why
boys.
is that? Why does it need to be the right? Just
I'm not for sure.
a good sled?
Well, it's to actually create the snow through the machines has to have that perfect. It's called a wet bulb.
Okay.
And so the men will, like, they have been up staying like 24/7 for you guys and sleeping here and being able to make it. And sometimes the winds get a little strong, so they have to shut down and then they restart at like 4 a.m. 5 a.m. So they're definitely here to make it work for everybody.
So I had a question with the snow, a
Yeah.
follow-up question.
Yeah.
Where do you get the water to make the snow?
From the pond.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
So we have our own pumping system and tubes, and it all comes through and then runs through the snow guns. So it has to go through a whole cooling system to make it. And actually, the snow that we make is better than like real snow for tubing.
And then it melts and then it goes back into our pond.
Goes right back into the
Recirculate.
pond. Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
So where did you move from and how did you
So-
decide to come here to Spanish Fork?
Well, we actually have our first park is in Eagle, Idaho, and we have a pond there too, which makes the snow. And every year we go back and create this magical experience for everybody. But we were ready to expand and take it to more people. So
I bet you've met a lot of fabulous people.
yes.
A lot of cool stories. I would
Yeah.
love to hear, like, what are some of the coolest stories, or how far are people traveling to get to Spanish Fork to tube?
Well, actually, we've had people all the way from Ogden here, but my favorite stories are probably the people who generally cannot ski or tube or snowboard, just have more issues, I don't like just with walking or, like elderly people, grandparents with their grandkids. Like that to me are the most amazing stories because they can come here and they can get up with the carpets. It's not a far walk. It's not at a ski resort. And so they have this opportunity to like laugh and go down with their kids.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's true. You start out screaming and then you
Yeah.
start out giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But then at the bottom you have this awesome
Yeah.
ramp that brings you all the way up to the top.
Yeah,
Which,
and you're not even on the snow that long.
no,
which is why
I'm not
we
out of breath too much.
No, absolutely. Yeah, which is why we love it. And people who generally can't walk very well can still enjoy the sport and actually feel a part of everything with their kids.
It's such a fun way to connect from, I saw Natasha going down with her young kids, 9 and 12.
It was fun.
But then and they were just screaming and laughing together and so many smiles. And
Yes.
then Angela was running, all of them, with her teenage sons and husband, running, landing on their bellies and just flying
Yeah.
and loving it. And just, it does just bring that family unity.
Joy and exhilaration.
New memories.
And togetherness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just some natural joy.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's
Different
like
activities that bring you all
nostalgic
together.
fun. That's
It
like
is.
it's getting people out of the house with their families, laughing, and like the biggest thing is as they're going down the hill, they have that memory with their grandma or grandpa, watching them smile. Like it warms my heart.
Forever I'll be connected seeing Natasha's cute little legs flying in the air.
I love these. They're so fun.
So beautiful.
I need to give myself a pair.
We'll get you some.
And I'm sure so many people are recording themselves as they're going down
Yes.
and looking back at that
Oh
memory.
yes. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. They love it. Like people like write to us. They send gifts. I mean, it's like I just love that it does that for their family.
Yeah.
Like to me, we have twin daughters, and it's a lot because to get them off the electronics, get out here, do something, and we also provide a free whole lane of being able to learn for free to ski and snowboard. And to me, that's a lot because just being able to have that it's really for the mountain. It's called Gateway for Kids Foundation that we have, and it's for the mountain to get them up there, right? And so we want to make that a goal, is to keep that. Ryan was a professional snowboarder, so he wants to keep that vision alive and give it to the youth.
It was fun
So-
as you're coming off the run
Yeah.
and you're walking over to the magic carpet. I don't know what that's called.
Yes, it is the magic carpet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Good job.
I must have heard that somewhere. But just watching all the skiers and snowboarders.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that's all for free for
Yeah.
people to practice.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
they can sled.
Or
Or
the
is it
sledding,
just skiing?
Yep, the sledding is what we have the tickets for, and that's what they pay for.
Okay.
But then if you want to come out with your family, with the kids, the skiing and snowboarding is free. You
That's
do have
so
to
awesome.
sign a waiver.
Okay.
But then, and we, even if we have enough staff here, we will help with like lessons and helping people learn. Like the other day, we just had 3 boys that were 16, and they've never been on a snowboard, and Ryan sat there and helped them all, and by the end, they're going down the top.
So they're getting instruction from a professional snowboarder.
Yes, when it's available. He's not always here, but yes, when we can, yes.
I just love things like this that can bring the community together of all different ages, just a different cultural experience.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you like putting kind of your necks out there to bring it to us here in Spanish Fork.
And we appreciate you guys like allowing us and giving us the opportunity to just, meet everybody and be here.
It's just minutes from anyone here in Spanish Fork, Salem area, rather than going clear up to Soldier Hollow or Salt Lake areas. So it's just
really
handy.
It's actually, and I think that the time frames that you set up are really like perfect times too.
Yes.
So they're 90-minute increments.
Yes,
is
that's
that right?
correct.
Okay.
Yep, hour and a half.
And I'm already thinking, because we have a birthday in February, which it's always difficult to try and find something to do in February.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. Mom.
Yes,
The mom brain.
Totally.
Oh.
Yep.
So what are the hours then? And, how long is this going to go for?
Usually we end probably the end of March. So usually like the second. I'm not 100% sure, but it's usually like the 3rd or 4th week that we'll probably shut up. I know we would like to be out of here by April 1st so we can allow the golfers to come back and really enjoy their season too to start.
That's super
So,
kind.
yeah.
And what time in the day do you open? Are you open all day?
We are open 12:30 to 9 through the weekdays, and then on the weekends, on Saturday, it's 9 to 9.
Okay.
Sunday, we are open 12:30 to 5:30.
And do you prefer people to get online and reserve their times?
Yeah, either way, or they can call in. We have staff here always, when we're open.
But it's probably not the best idea to just drive here and
No, we
show
have
up.
walk up all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I feel like a lot of things now since 2020, you kind of have to pre-register and there'll be like 10 tickets left.
During the holidays, it's a very smart idea to pre-book your times so that way you get the time you want. But we generally always welcome walk-ups. We love it. Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I think this is like the perfect date, the perfect night out. I mean, it's not even that cold. Yeah. It's fantastic.
And I feel
just
like
love the
I'm somewhere
ambiance.
special. Like I don't feel like I'm in Spanish Fork, but yet the convenience of like driving 5 minutes away. So I'm just excited about it. We had a heyday going down together. So.
Awesome. Oh, look. They're shutting it down for us. They want us to get out of here.
They'll be getting it back on. But yeah, we actually have a Valentine's Day special too for couples coming up.
Oh, tell us.
I'm not 100% sure. I believe it's like a buy one, get one half off.
Okay, so check it out online.
So check it out online. They'll be coming out with a flyer for that soon.
Thanks, Erin, for taking the time to be here.
Hi, girls. It's so much fun. Yes.
I told you. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, that was
Wasn't it so
such a
fun?
night.
We had the best time, guys.
Listening to her scream the whole way down.
Well,
was
I
the
did
best.
too. Like honestly, like when we started, they're like, "Should we twist them?" And I was like, "No!"
I was so afraid. I'm like, please don't spin, please don't spin.
And they
then
spun
my
us.
little legs.
And all I could see were your little boots sticking up out of the air.
Thanks, Angela Euler, for joining us and for filming us.
Oh, she was our little
Okay, and she
sky
was a
cam.
brave little girl with her family. She would just take off
her
running
belly?
and jumping.
Yes. Right.
She wasn't.
She was an expert.
Very adventurous.
And you got to
is.
do it with council too, which
Yes.
is super fun.
And my
double.
family.
And
Yeah,
your
that was
family.
super fun.
You guys,
but it was fun to have you
that's
guys
a
come
hit.
up and.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Like not even with my family, I had a great little time.
Yeah.
Like our little own date.
My family crashed.
Yes, they did.
So they
In
heard,
shorts.
Yes, in shorts. They had to pick up whatever they were doing and heard
All of
that
a
someone
sudden
was off
fun.
doing something
Yep.
fun. So they
Well,
had to
it
come
was
and crash.
definitely worth going.
So fun.
And
Yep.
advise anyone to
Amazing.
go.
Yep.
We'll do
Producer
it again.
Pete, thanks for taking us. That was fun.
Had the best
Thank you.
time.
You've heard about love languages, but what about love strategies? Let's welcome Charlotte and Robert Snow with Master Your Marriage to the table. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So great to be back.
Reunion.
I know you guys were here last February.
We were.
Will you catch us up in the last 12 months? How has life been for you both?
So good, so good. Like with us and also with all the new things that we were launching last year. We just celebrated our 1-year anniversary of the podcast. We've launched a few new courses. We've been able to help thousands of couples and through the podcast and through the courses. So it's been a fabulous year of love.
Yeah.
And where can...
A year of love, yeah.
A year of love. People are like, hey, what classes, what podcast? Tell us, like, where can people find you?
Well, Master Your Marriage is the name of the podcast. So you can just find it on Spotify or iTunes, or you can go to the website, which is masteryourmarriagepodcast.com.
How many episodes have you recorded?
We just finished a year, so I think we're up to 53 that have aired.
Oh, you're doing like one a week?
One a week.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's a whole nother job.
That's a lot of talking to your spouse. Okay.
It is.
Is it just you two, or do you have guests?
Occasionally we have a guest, but most of the time it's just us.
That's so cool.
Okay,
yeah, we need to listen
new
to
podcast.
That. Okay, so master your marriage. So how do we master our marriage? How do we keep love alive?
Oh, such a good question.
Oh, it's not loaded at all.
No, it's not loaded. I wanted to start with a story because we talked a little bit about love strategies, right?
Yep.
So here's a story. So one year, I thought,
Yes, the love jar.
I thought for Christmas I would do something really awesome.
Okay.
365 love notes. 365. I love you because, right? And I gave this to my bride, and it didn't land. And now the usefulness that this is we use this when we teach classes, when we talk about love strategies. It is now a prop that I just dust off the shelf and I bring it out because that's where it has its utility. But the point is that oftentimes we demonstrate our love in the way that we like to receive love, not necessarily in the way that our partner likes to receive love.
Right. So this was many years ago.
I'm giggling over this. I have a story maybe off the air with that.
And he went to so much trouble, right? I didn't realize how much effort goes into coming up with 365 reasons why you love someone. I should have made a bigger deal about it.
It was a whole spreadsheet.
Did you even pick one out?
I did a few.
Okay.
Have you now read them all?
No.
So that is truly not your love strategy.
It's not my love
Words of
language.
affirmation.
No, it's like
is
that
not
makes
it.
me embarrassed sometimes to like hear and read and process that.
Right. So
Yeah.
here's the thing. The way the brain works is the brain has a way that we have a strategy in our brain for how we do everything, for how we get motivated, how we procrastinate, how we brush our teeth. And our strategies run in the brain unconsciously. We don't really think about it ever. It just sort of happens. Well, we have a strategy for how we feel loved. And everyone's strategy is a little bit different. It's unique. And so it's comprised of our senses, our 5 senses. So something you either hear or see or feel, like touch. So it's comprised of one of those. And all strategies are comprised of those. So when he gave this to me, as you can tell, it was made up of words, which are things that we hear, which wasn't my love strategy. So there is a way that we can figure out one another's love strategy, and if we can feed that to one another on a daily basis, we cause each other to feel loved. And everybody wants that, right? We want to feel loved. We want to feel like we matter. We want to feel like we're important to this other person. But if we're not speaking that same language, it just doesn't click in the brain.
And the beauty of that language, of understanding that, is I call it the easy button. Like, wouldn't you want to know your partner's love language so that you could just hit the easy button and fire up?
Unless it's the hardest way for you to give love.
It is
Yeah, so
sometimes.
it is the hardest way.
Right.
But when you love and are invested in this other person, it's okay, it's easy, right? So Charlotte's easy. I kiss the back of her neck and I win.
But funny story, like every time we used to take a drive, I used to reach across the car and put my hand on his thigh and wait for him to hold my hand or grab his seatbelt and just kind of touch him all the time. Well, I thought I was showing love. And then one day I asked him, when can you remember the last time that you felt really loved by me? And he's like, I don't know. Like he couldn't really answer the question.
You were giving the
How do you think I want to be loved?
Yeah.
Right.
How do you think he wants to be loved? We're feeding each
your
other.
physical touch and your words of affirmation.
Right.
Yeah. We have a little bit of a different way in how we figure out what someone's brain language. We use brain language to ask the brain, like, how does this person want to be loved? And the question is, can you remember a time, and you guys could all do this if you want to right now, maybe not when you're on the spot, but maybe later.
Okay.
But can you remember a time, a specific actual moment in time when you felt truly deeply loved by your significant other or someone, anyone? Can you remember a time? And if you can go back to that time right now in your mind, go ahead and actually do that. Float down into your body, see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel all those feelings of being totally deeply loved by someone. Then ask yourself, was it, and I'll give you 3 choices, in order for you to feel totally loved, was it necessary for you to be taken places, bought things, or looked at with that special look? That's choice number 1. Or was it to hear a certain tone of voice or to hear those special words? Or number 3, was it to, I said hear, so, or to be touched in a certain place or in a certain way? So was it something you saw, to be taken places, bought things, or looked at with that special look? Or to hear a certain tone of voice or those special words, or to be touched in a certain way or in a certain place? And so then people say, okay, well, I like all those things.
Right.
Well, usually when we're dating, we are doing all of those things. That's why we feel loved. But then, the longer we've been together, we start to do what we were doing, which was just show each other.
What's easy for us.
Easy for us.
Yeah. And it's the way that we feel love. And this is not the easiest thing to do, as you mentioned, right? Like, what if you don't really like to do that? I love to hear, right, words, right? She likes physical touch, and still, even to this day, like, I'll come out and I'm like, I look good, don't I?
He does. He's fishing for words all the time.
And she says, you look good. I'm like, thank you. Really, I look good. So it's because we want to give it in the way that we feel loved. So maybe your quickest strategy is to figure out what are the things that are important to you, and then you'll realize that piece.
And run that question several times. Okay, what was another time? What was another time? And start to see the pattern. And then share those stories with your significant other. Start to share that time that you did this for me. Oh my gosh, I just felt so loved. And ask them, like, tell me about those times. And if you are still struggling to figure out which one it is, what you'll find is that the one that probably is the hardest for you to live without is probably the one. If you're like down to 2, and you're like, okay, but which one would really feel so bad not to have? That's the one.
Okay, so maybe another hard question. So how do you change that, or don't hurt the other one's feelings or irritate them by, wow, I went to all that work. I did all the, without.
You just, be okay with it.
Right.
Sometimes, like, if you're doing that words of affirmation, are you just like, hey, I know he's trying.
He's joking. Yeah.
Right?
When he comes out in the morning and he says, don't I look good? I smile, I laugh, and I realized, okay, I haven't actually been doing enough of that.
Right.
So let me be a little bit more conscious of it.
Or if he gives you those cheesy notes, and you're like, okay, right now he's trying, so I'm just going to love on that for a minute.
You have to realize we're all different people. We're all so different. We have a different brain, and we see and perceive different things, and it's okay that we're different. We didn't marry there's a whole Seinfeld hilarious skit on that, but we didn't marry ourselves. Or we're not with this person who's like us. We wouldn't like them if they were. There's a reason that we appreciate these differences in one another. So can we just become more curious about finding out what those differences are, and honoring and respecting them and loving them for those differences that we love to begin with?
Totally.
That's so fun.
If we start by being curious, right, then we start becoming a student of our partner. And when you become a student of your partner, what makes them tick, what makes them light up, then you start to win the battle. You start to find the easy button, right? And if we remain curious, and there's a great leadership quote, and it says the difference between a great leader and a good leader is a great leader realizes there's more to learn. And it's the same thing in a relationship. The difference between a great partner and a good partner is a great partner realizes there's still much to learn and to explore about their partner, so that they can continue to just love and see them, because we all change. We change every day. The things I liked last year, I don't necessarily like this year as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And I think it's looking at this spouse before yourself. And sometimes it's important to take care of ourselves too. But if you take care of someone else, I feel like it reflects back. Then 100%. They start to do the same back to you.
When you're both firing off that love strategy for one another on a daily basis, like everybody wins.
You want to do it more. You're like, ooh, I got positive feedback from that. That made me feel good.
And then
Hopefully
that's that
same.
snowball effect.
Yes.
Yeah. And let this just be the beginning. This is one way that you can become that expert in your partner. And just become a student of all the things about how we change. We call it updating our love maps with each other. Just be a student of each other's inner psychological world and what makes them tick and what goals they have, what aspirations and fears and what they have going on in their life. Let this be the beginning of a year of curiosity about one another and exploring who you are now as compared to who you were last year.
Okay. Yeah. And people are really busy now. Like this has to be a priority, right? It has to really be up on the priority list of let's set some time aside to be together and even talk.
Yeah, Love Maps is kind of the foundation for us when we teach couples. Like this is the foundation of having a really good friendship. And friendship is the foundation of all thriving relationships. We just have to put a little bit of time and effort in. It's the small and simple things we do often that make the significant differences.
Love that. I think this is perfect for the month of love.
Yeah. How about make it a year of love?
Yes.
Let's do it.
A lifetime of love is what it says. Big goals.
So master your marriage on Instagram, YouTube.
Yes, and TikTok,
website,
all the social media, and mastermarriagepodcast.com for the website.
Congratulations.
Come back and see us sooner.
Absolutely.
That was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. We went tubing, we planted a garden, talked about the theater, and learned a new language. Was that enough?
That sounds a little overambitious.
Yeah, we are. We are sometimes.
A new love language.
Yes, right.
Are we calling it that though?
No,
it's a
Mastering our marriage. What is it?
No, it's love strategies.
Oh,
it's new
that's right.
Okay, so we
yes.
know you're gifting, and we're both service, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, we know that.
Sorry. That's why they
So
put me over here.
my husband would have loved that jar of notes. He's a note giver.
I don't know if Chris would. I can't figure him out.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Love languages
But that's what we learned,
That
right?
is a strat we need to figure out.
Maybe it's my fault. I am not very.
Maybe you're not strategizing, Stacy.
I think I've always loved the book, The 5 Love Languages. It's an important read for so many people, and to find out like what your close friends and your kids, they have a 5 love languages for kids. When I read that when my kids were growing up, that changed my relationships with 2 of my kids. Once I realized like, wow.
I don't need to be with that child all the time, but this is what they need from me.
This is what they need.
Yep. They need me to do an act of service for them.
Yeah. So it's a good one.
Okay.
So we're going to work on
Maybe
that.
I just
Let's
learned that,
this month, at least the rest of the
Okay.
month, maybe strategize our love with our spouse.
Good idea.
Okay?
Good move.
Just for the rest of the month.
And I want to listen to Robert and Charlotte's podcasts.
They're the
Podcasts,
cutest.
yeah,
I love
'cause
those too.
I love their
Yeah, they have
Instagram.
got to be like a
Oh, and we're
regular.
going on a picnic, it looks like.
A love picnic?
Yes, we're going on a picnic.
Out in the snow.
Yes, a little
He listened to
little
us.
bird told me that and had a birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Somebody didn't get a cake.
You didn't get a cake.
And we're gonna
Get a cake. I got Disneyland.
We're going to
Okay,
get.
and I'm not going to feel too bad for you.
I love you.
You got that?
Yeah, well, it's
my
not the best
lovely
cake. I mean, didn't bake
It
it or
is.
anything.
It is. It's a cake.
But it's all about the celebration and blowing out the candles, right? Wait,
Now
where
you
did
can
we
make a
candle?
wish.
I'm going to. I had told her that I had a fabulous birthday. And then I turned to her after and I was like, hey, so next year I would love a cake and blow out a candle. And he just like, really? And I was like, it's been years since I've like blown out candles.
It's a small cake, so you get one for every decade.
Oh. What if I don't blow them out?
You will.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I
you
have
have
faith.
to.
I am afraid.
You're
I am
so
afraid
kind.
of the matches a little bit.
I did tell her my deep
Do you
dark
want me to do it?
secret.
Maybe. Maybe we can.
Hopefully
take
the set
turns,
doesn't
yes.
go up.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully.
What if we set the
I don't even
set
know
on
how to
flame?
strike a match. Okay.
Oh, there you
There we
go.
go.
Oh, and I'm not singing.
Okay.
Oh, no.
We could
Unless
sing
Natasha
traditions.
probably shouldn't sing, right?
Traditions.
Okay. All right, girly. It's all you.
Love
Happy
you guys.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Angie. Happy birthday to you.
Love you guys.
Okay, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
You did it!
Thanks for making my wishes come true.
Yay!
I love you guys.
Oh.
Well, happy birthday
This is why
again.
we do what we do. Thank
Yes.
you. Let's have some cake.
Yes, let's have some cake. I think that's just about a wrap. We have our tickets to go see the Dromadons. We are planting our gardens very soon. We are mastering our marriages.
I want to plant lettuce in my house and see if I could do it.
Well, you let me know how that goes.
Planting your dinner. I'll support you in that.
Okay.
Do you want a bite?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys?
Yeah. I really want to go see Fiddler on the Roof at the Hill Center Theater as well.
I will really go with you.
Okay.
Natasha, you game?
It's a date, sure.
Okay. We'll
It'll
call
be our
Angela
couples
O.
time.
Yep.
Sorry, P,
Got
you're
it.
not invited.
Girls only.
Girls only.
Thanks for being here with us. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you learned something new, please tell a friend about us.